Uh, let's start today's class. So in the last class, we were seeing how to configure this Jenkins server, and we were checking some pipelines and manage Jenkins options. But at the final class, we got some issues. It's because we have the pipeline file with us. We have a project and we have the pipeline file with us. The issue was like the image which I used for Docker. Previously, I was using just LTS image tag. In that image tag, I was not able to switch to root user, and I was not able to install this Maven inside the Docker container. So that's the thing. It got stuck. It got failed at the Maven test. So what I did is like I found that image doesn't support sudo user. So I updated that image tag to different one. In this image, we will be able to install the Maven inside the Docker container. So it's due to the Maven installation we couldn't proceed the class. Today let's start the class. I am for today's class as a prerequisite what I did. I created an EC2 instance, but this time I created with T2 medium. It will be costable for you. If needed, you can go with this T2 medium, or you can stay with T2 micro. The reason behind this, I am trying to run Sonar. Sonar need CPU and iCPU. iCPU. That's the reason I went for T2 medium. So let's I let what my plan is to like run both Jenkins and Sonar in this cluster, so in this server, and operate the things. So let me start the thing. So I have this is my server. I have mostly have Docker and Jenkins installed here. Now it will be like a new Jenkins server I'm trying to set up. We know Jenkins server will be operatable from 8080. I'm just opening that port here from this inbound role. Custom opening 8080. Save rules. Copy. Hmm. So this is my initial password. I'm copying the password from the shell and giving in browser. Hmm. So we have to do the same prerequisites what we did before. Install plugins. Let it take time. Until that, what I'll do, as I told, right, even after I installing Maven plugin, we are not able to use Maven commands. So what I do is like I will go inside this Jenkins Docker container, and I will install the Maven here. So in order to go for any inside the container, it's like docker exe-it, and then container ID or container name, and then the bash. So now we are inside the Docker container. I'm just doing apt update and then doing the Maven install. It should be. Uh, I'm just did the apt update and then apt update Maven. Wait. Hmm. It is installed for me. I'll update the commands here as well. Hmm. Maven is installed now. So let me go to the browser. Yeah, most of the plugins are done. Um, I'm setting up my username. Hmm. Now Jenkins started to run. So straight away, first what we will do, we know there are certain plugins that we needed for to run job pipeline job that we have seen actually. So let's go to the pipeline file in my local. So I have this code got synced to my with my GitHub account. You can see all the files are there. So we already explained what is this file, how to write this file, pipeline, and agent any means where this job has to run, and I should add some. I've added some environmental variables, and different stages are there, like code checkout, unit test, and then building jar file, copying the jar file to Docker image. See, this MVM test means whenever this is syntax of any stage. Inside that I put sh and then I put in the single quotes I give some command. That is the shell command. Whatever the shell command you feel free to run, you can run it. I was just giving npm test. If I run this npm test at the root folder, so it will just go to this app.test.java folder and will test that unit file. Okay, that's the use case of this unit test. Mostly throughout the CI pipeline, they will have the code checkout and they will do this unit testing, and then first start with the flow. Like, after the unit test, what we are going to do is like we are doing the mn clean package. After we done the mn clean means it clean means what we have seen, it will delete any old artifacts that present in the workspace, and then mn clean package means it will generate the jar file. So why I'm printing ls-ltra and ls-ltra target means after I do mvn package, I will be having a jar file, right? I will have the jar file. If you see my Docker file, this very simple Docker file. I'm taking a common Java image here, and then I'm setting the work directory. It's equal to /app, and from the target directory, I'm copying the jar file. That's it. I'm copying the jar file into app.jar file, and then I'm just running the app.jar file. That's it. In my Docker files, I don't specify a lot of the things. I whatever the jar file that I create here, I just copy the jar file into Docker and then I run it. And then what I do, I push it to Docker Hub repository. So and then in the post actions, I have something like you post always like you have to specify after the stages completed, you will have this post block. In the post block, you will be having you can have three types of options: always, success, failure. Always means it will run always. Okay, even if the job fails, even if the job succeeds, it's you will always see this command like build completed Docker image and the full tag. Whatever the image got, that will get printed here. We already know what is this full image means. So this full image will contain my username in the Docker Hub, and my repository name is Phoenix. So it will be like Satish devops03/Phoenix and then colon my image tag. So this image tag will be take from the build number. So we have seen the basic steps. So and then the post action success means if it is only successful, this command, whatever the commands that I put inside this success block will be executed. So if the fail if the job is failed, I have to notify someone. I will be having those kind of commands here, like say optionally like alert by mostly if any job fail, we will get an email alert. So we'll be configuring that options only in the failure block. Um, so now my Jenkins is created now. Yeah, my Jenkins chatbot should created. So in order for me to run this job, I need certain plugins. So okay, so I will be like installing those plugins. So I have marked what are the plugins that is mandatory for us to do here. The one is like Blue Ocean. The blue, why you need this Blue Ocean means to have a better to a better UI for Jenkins. So that's the thing. I installed this Blue Ocean here, and then what else is there? Docker is there. So as I told previously, if you want to run Docker in the Jenkins, you have to install the Docker plugin as well, and then Maven integration. Even though we have installed Maven as a package in the Jenkins container. I'm just checking for the Maven integration. I'm just clicking it, and then I'm going just there's a pipeline stage view. Last time we didn't added this plugin. That's the reason you are not seeing the pipeline thing. So now I am adding the pipeline stage view. So this will give you some box kind of environment that we will see, and then these are like GitHub integration plugin. So these plugins this plugin is needed because like not all the time you will go to your job and you click the build now option. This time after any code pushed from the GitHub, uh, after the code has been pushed to GitHub, the build is going to run automatically. So we will be for that reason we need this GitHub integration plugin, and then one more is like GitHub branch source plugin. I think that plugin is installed by default. That's why we're not seeing it, because available plugin means the plugin that you want to install. So after I choose all the five plugins, whatever I needed, I click install. So if you scroll down, scroll to the bottom, so the related to this dependency, these plugins, what are the other plugins or dependencies needed, it starts getting downloaded here. Let's go to the dashboard here. Come back to the dashboard, and there is a new item. Click the new item. Now I will click Phoenix pipeline, and then I will click uh, pipeline because I'm going to going to show a demo for pipeline, and then I click OK. So
Hello.
yeah,
Sorry. Uh, you can see the installed plugins, no?
yeah,
Before downloading, there is an CSK.
yeah. Like you can go to the click the manage Jenkins and scroll down. Then you will come to plugins. Uh, so
Um,
you go to the install plugins. What the plugin what you install? Like we install Docker, right? Or like the pipelines.
um, at the last one, we didn't see na, that plugin is not showing because we already installed this.
I couldn't understand you. Can you come up again? You can talk in
Can
Tamil itself.
you go to the PPT?
Yeah.
This last one is GitHub branch source plugin.
Ah,
You said that we already installed. We
no.
can check here,
Install
no?
means like if you go to install plugins and if you check for this one, this plugin will by default it will be present. I just wanted you to verify the plugin is present or not. You got it?
Okay.
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 In the available plugins, we came and we know the five. I know like the five of the plugins are not there. I have installed it. This plugin, this GitHub brand source plugin, it was already installed by default. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Mm. Now I'm actually creating a Phoenix pipeline job here. After you click new item, click pipeline, you will be seeing this session. You scroll to the down. You see, you first what you do. You come down. There is a pipeline section here. From either you can write. There is some try sample pipeline. Is that if you click that, the pipeline will come. We have seen that already. So this time I'm going to choose option called pipeline script from SCM. SCM means source code management. So I know my source code management is Git, and I know my repo is public. So I have to give the URL alone. I don't need to give credentials. If it is like private repository, then you have to give. We will be seeing how to add credentials and all in the next class. In this class, I haven't added any credentials. I will show you. And then what's the path of this Jenkins file? It actually in the root folder only. If it is inside some other folder, you have to specify the path. And I'm saving it. Now if you see, if I do build now the job will start to run. The job is started to run. So if you go to my pipeline, what are the things are there? So agent, the first stage will be checkout. Now you will see me seeing a block called checkout. See, a checkout job has come, and now it is running MVM test in the unit test. So last class we didn't install this pipeline stage view. That's why we are not seeing these boxes. Okay, this is called pipeline. Okay, this is how the pipeline. Next, what stage is there? Um, Next, what stage will be there? Next stage will be like build jar. Build jar is completed, and then build Docker image is also completed. But push to Docker hub is failing. If you click that logs, you will know the reason. Um, Click the job ID, go inside that. There will be console logs. You go scroll to the down. You will be seeing that what's the issue means like. Uh, See, no such DLS method, Docker registry or something is comes, right? It means I don't have these credentials binded for this thing. Okay, there is some credentials are there, right? What is the credential? Is Docker credentials, but I haven't specified my creator my credentials, right? For that reason, so what I do first, I will open my Docker hub account. Mm, I logged in my repository. This is my project. This is public. So there was one image is there. Uh, so I added it yesterday. So wait, let me let me delete this. Yes, I want to delete. So I already told how I have set up this Docker hub account. Now you see there is no tags in my user in my project in Phoenix. So what I have to do is like I have to add my credentials in Jenkins. For that, first go to manage Jenkins. Uh, Go to sections called credentials. In the credentials, click the global. Under global, you will see a plus symbol for adding credentials. Add the credentials. I know my credential type would be username password. So select the section username password, and my username will be this one. Like this DevOps 03, and I have my password. I know my password. I'm giving my password here, and the name for this Docker credentials will be this one, Docker credence. So I'll just copy this one. Hmm. Because here what I told in this stage, this is like similar to Groovy. If you go to my pipeline, if you go to this pipeline, configure. So pipeline syntax, I already told you can generate these things from the pipeline generator. Mostly you will have these things, or you can refer it from the internet. How this syntax or Groovy script will be looking that. So I know my credentials name will be Docker cred. So I'm creating in that name. I created as a Docker creds here, and then I'm creating, saving it. Now I know I have my username and password here. Let the pipeline started to run. Right, I just only added. Let me trigger it once again. See, mostly what will happen. So if you have the job already tested, it mostly try to use that cache. That's the reason. The first time it in the unit test, you can see it took 7 seconds. Now it took like 2 minutes alone. What happened? Let me check about this issue. Okay, I think I missed one more plugin. I will add it now. Mm, And the reason being is I missed a plugin. So let me go back to the manage Jenkins section again. I'll go to plugins and I will add uh, in the available plugins. I'll check for Docker. Docker pipeline is there, and then I install the plugin. Let it wait for it to get installed. Yeah, it's downloaded. Let me go to the Phoenix section, the pipeline, and I trigger the build. I hope this will push this image. See, the build number is 4, right? So I will be seeing an image of this one in the Docker of repository. Mm. Now you see, now it got successful. Now let's go inside my job and you go for control output. See, this output of this pipeline mostly will be similar to any other role. Like, so it's always starts with some Git information here. Okay, you must be familiar to read this file because in the organizations, like whenever the pipeline is failing, you must be going to this control outputs and you will be checking these things. So what version is there, URL is right or not, what variable is currently passing on. You will be you should be familiar with this control output thing. So the first section will be like some Git information. The second thing will be like some Git checkout, and then you can see it, right? Stage, unit test, and then Maven test is there, and then you scroll, you see ambient clean package is there. Uh, in unit test has been then built successfully. And then if you go to ambient clean package, you can see build successfully here. What happened after that? I actually printed, right? The reason I actually add this ls-ltr and ls-ltra. You see, mostly all these files are there. But see, this target folder after this package has run, this folder has been created, and then inside this folder this Phoenix 1.0.0 jar has been created. How I know this is going to come with this jar file means in the pom.xml, if you see my artifact ID is Phoenix and my version is 1.0.0. So this is how you should know. You should know this archive format will be. So it will take your artifact ID hyphen the version and the jar, and it will come into the jar extension. And then what I did Docker build here with where is this 4 is coming from? This is coming from the build number. Okay, so we passing from the environment variable build number and it's coming here. You see it's actually builded, and then it's see what it is using my credentials Docker login and then using my username and password and then logged in and pushed the image. So and the post deployment, what we have here in the post deployment, we have um, like it always it will be print build completed and the build the Docker image will tag will be printed here. And then if it is successful alone, it will be printing like build succeeded ready to deploy. If you go to any of the failed pipelines here, and then if you see print message build failed, please check the logs, so it has been failed. So that's how the pipeline will mostly looks like. So I want to show you one more thing now. So each and every time you are clicking the build now option, I don't want to do that. Okay, there is something called webhooks. Okay, so you have to create 10 webhooks. So Jenkins will be automatically running the job. It will get a trigger from the GitHub. So go to the project wherever you hosted, and then go to the settings. In the project settings, okay, there will be two types of settings in there. If you come click your username and you come click your project. So if you click your username, you will be seeing settings here. Okay, this setting is user level setting. This settings is your repository level settings. You click the repository level settings, and under that there is something called webhooks, and then add a webhook. It is asking my password, user password. Hmm. Now what it asking? Payload URL. What will be your payload URL? You just copy your Jenkins URL, HTTP and whatever public IP, and you give wherever it's running, just give the IP, and after that you just give the word called GitHub hyphen webhooks. Um, I'm just verifying it once. It will be like hyphen GitHub hyphen GitHub hyphen webhooks slash. You should be remember you should have the slash as well. If you don't specify the slash, it will be going to end up in the error. And then my content type will be like application JSON, and you just leave the default options here. Enable SSL verification, just a push event. This is very important. For what event you have to trigger the job. So I just choosing the just push event. After I added payload URL, I'm just adding the webhook. Okay, I added the webhook in the GitHub now. Now go to my project, and then in the configure section, in the triggers, you have a section called GitHub book trigger for Git SM polling. You click that. What this meaning of this trigger is like whenever this webhook is going to be triggered for any push event happened to the repo, this build is going to trigger this job. That's why you have to choose this option, and then I save this option. Now what I'm going to in my local, I just make some changes. I just add some one line, and then what I do, and then what I click like updated the file, updated file. I'm just giving command, and then I give like seeing the changes. So what will happen? This commit ID called updated file will be coming here. Uh, Now you see the Jenkins file just now. I updated this file. So what happened is like if you go uh, to the pipeline, you see it started to run automatically. I didn't click the build now option. So that's the use case of the webhooks. Everybody mostly using the webhooks to trigger it. If you click this webhook, and then after you created, there is something called in the section. There is something called recent deliveries. You click the recent deliveries, and you will be get to know. See, so initially when we added this webhook, it did a ping request and it got connected. And the next time when I made some changes to the GitHub repository, it actually like send and post request to the Jenkins. That's why our job has run. So you can see that from the webhooks, and then click the webhooks, you will seeing the recent deliveries. Now the job has started to run automatically. So this is the most common pipelines will be going to look. Mm, and we'll be adding the sonar unit test class here, right? Okay, so until this you have any doubts, you can ask me now how we configure this pipeline, everything. Lokesh, there are too much background noise.
Oh, sorry.
uh, Tell me any doubts, Lokesh.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt.
Okay, I think we already explained this env vers, right? So if you click like Uh, I think in the if you click this URL after the Jenkins only, if you click env/var-html, we'll be seeing what are the environments that default for your job. It's available here. So those things you can see GitHub URL, GitHub branch. You can use this URL, this variable names, and use it in the pipeline. So you can see the section here. That's why I mentioned a separate PPT about this thing. And then we have seen this GitHub webhooks now. And the next thing would be like sonar. Okay, so let's go for sonar. What is this sonar first? So in order like in the IT, wherever you write some code, they are testing the code whether the code has been following some standards or not. So everything whenever you push that GitHub code to GitHub, um, so like sonar server will be there mostly. What the sonar server will be doing, like it takes the code and it checks the code against lot of standards. If it is not falling under the standards, it will straight away throw your code as some like code has some looping issues, code has some security issues, code doesn't have the coverage. Those things will be triggered by the sonar cube. So sonar cube will be a SaaS tool. Okay, so mostly people will calling the sonar cube as SaaS tool. So to check the code quality. Okay, that's the main reason. So in the sonar, whatever you can, it will detect your bugs, vulnerabilities, code smell, duplicate code, and test coverage gaps. So you can obviously understand these meanings directly. Bugs means if the in the code whatever written, there is any threads that I can found, any bugs there is there, that the sonar kill will be able to identify you for you. And like duplication code means if you have the same line of code repeated in the same file, it will suggest do not have this replication code, you change it. Test coverage means we for our application whatever did, we have written some test codes, right, in the test folder. If your application doesn't contains any test code, it will ask you to write some test codes. And there is something called quality gates. So for your application, for in your project, whatever the standards your team has set, so they will set like, my project should have like, there is no bug should be there, there is no vulnerabilities, or like my unit coverage should be like 60%, 80%. So they will be setting it in the SonarQube, and they pass the code in SonarQube and they will test it. So that's the most use case of SonarQube. So we will, what we are planning to do is like we will do the sonar integration in the Docker as well, because people nowadays started to move to Sonar Cloud. Sonar Cloud means, um, you no need to maintain this sonar, like sonar servers. So what people do, like similar to Jenkins, there will be sonar team, they will be maintaining the servers, and there is Sonar Cloud platform that is maintained by Sonar itself. Okay, you just need to go to the website and you pay some money and you can host it there. So similar to that, what I'm similar to Docker, I'm planning to run it here. So we have used putty. You can, if you are not using putty, you can use these commands to log into the EC2 instance as well. Just see my screen, like, so I'm just giving a command called ssh -i and AWS key, that I'm giving the PEM key, like PM key, not PPK key, and then the username at the host ID. So this is the format for you to log in from the command line. If you have git bash, or like in the Windows 11, you guys, we can use this on. Putty is like been used previously, because previously in the Windows 11 they don't have this SSH features. That's the thing, people have been always using the putty. So we have Windows 11 now, right? You can use this command ssh -i means you specify the key, and I know the key is present in this folder. You see AWS key PM is there, and I give the -i key, and then the EC2 user, and then I give the public IP. You see I logged in, because this will be convenient for me, so that's why I'm using it. Now if you see Docker PS, I know only one container is running, that is Jenkins. Okay, now I am going to create some volumes. Uh, if in case my container goes down, I should have those data replicated somewhere. That's why reason. And then I'm running the sonar here. Mm. The image is not able to find, and it's fetching from the Docker app, and it started to run. So if you see my command, I am running the sonar in port 9000. So what I should do immediately, I go to my security groups, and then I have my security group here. I'm opening that port also. I'm opening the custom TCP port, should be like, mm, port should be like 9000, and it should be open from throughout the internet, and I save the changes. So let's wait for this sonar to come up. uh, Sonar has come up. If I do docker ps now, yeah, you can see sonar is started to run. So after I take the public IP, I go to the browser, and then in the port 9000, if you click the 9000, you will able to see that sonar started to run. It's taking some time, because we triggered, right. uh, it's loading. Once sonar cube is started, you will be seeing the screen like this, and then you enter your admin password. Let's wait for it to start. So if you want to use SonarQube in the testing, you should definitely have the T2 micro, T2 medium, T2 micro T2 micro nano will not be suitable for to run the sonar. Docker logs. It's opening. Sonar is up. Once the is up, you will be having this thing. So by default, the username and password would be like admin for SonarQube. You click admin and give the password also admin, and then you give login. What will ask it like change the password. I know my old password is admin, like admin. The new password I'll give it something. I give this password as sonar at 123. And it requires like 12 characters. So I give sonar cube at 123, sonar cube at 123. Now password is matched. Now I'm logged in. So this is how the uh, this how the sonar cube UI is going to look. Okay, after you come to here, what it's asking straight away for it is asking you to create a project. Okay, in the projects folder you see project menu is there, issues there, rules is there, quality profile is there, quality gate is there. So you no need to worry about much of these things. You just have to first uh, stick to the project section, and in the last you see some option called create a local project. You create that option, and I'm going to give it as like Phoenix, and my key would be like Phoenix Sonar something I'm giving here. My project name is Phoenix. My project key is Phoenix hyphen Sonar. I know my branch is master here. I am just giving it as a master, and then I'm giving next, and then see either from the Sonar Cube server itself you can use the standard for any code. Like for Java there will be some standard, you can use that by using this use the global setting, or if you want to define it you can define that thing. So that's the difference between this use the global settings and user settings. I'm just clicking the global setting itself, and I'm creating the project here. Once you create the project, um, it is asking for you analyze method. I'm just giving it locally, and then my token name is like I'm giving like Phoenix. Now if you generate it, asking for generate a token, you generate the token. Now you see one token has been generated for you. Copy this token somewhere in your local. I copy it below. Mm. So this is my token. So the first step is done. We for whatever done, we went to the project and we created a project called Phoenix iPhone Sonar. And then like we created a project called Phoenix, and the key is like Phoenix iPhone Sonar. And then we have selected some few of the options. That's the thing that you have to do for sonar thing. So later you just go to your manage Jenkins option. There is one now you have to download the plugin for sonar as well. Go to available plugins. I click sonar cube. Now you see sonar cube scanner is there. You just download that, and there is one more thing called sonar quality gate. You download both these plugins, and you just click install sonar cube server and sonar quality gate. Okay, once it started to download, what you do, um, you can do this sonar integration in different ways. You can follow my way, that would be very easy. What I did, I went to plugins, I installed the sonar integration plugin, and then I'm going inside the system now. um, System means like I'm just defining. So for sonar checking, where I should go. So if you go, if you that property you have to define in the configures in the systems. If you go to sonar cube installation, you add sonar server. Sonar cube server is running here. You give that ID here. Mm. I'm just giving the IP, and I giving the name as like wait, I have from predefined names. So I'm giving it as a Sonar server, and then in the authentication section you see something, right? So in the authentication you add the Jenkins. You click the Jenkins. Now you see it is asking you to give the credentials. What credentials we have now? Like while we create a project, we got some key, right? So you copy that key. And there is option called secret text. You click it as secret text because it's just a word, it's just a secret text. That's in our username, right? That time you use secret text and paste the secret text and give the name as sonar token. So what I given, I choose the secret text, and and then I paste my secret, and I've given my id as sonar token, and I add it. Okay, after you add, it comes here, you click it. Now you see, I have given the SonarQube business, I given the name as Sonar server, and I given the URL here, and I added the Sonar token here, and then I'm saving it. So this how you should integrate. But after one more step you have to do in order for you to uh, get in reply from the Sonar server, because what will happen after you run the unit the Sonar test, it will not able to send the result to Jenkins. So for that reason, for Sonar to talk back to Jenkins, you have to do something called update this. You click this administrator and come to this configuration page. There is something called webhooks here. You create a webhook here. So the webhook name would be like I define everything for you here. You go webhooks, and then you create some webhooks called, like you give some random names. Um, what will be our Jenkins like our Sona server, it will be like, so Jenkins server, we have this URL, right? Copy and paste it in the webhook, and then in the slash you will specify the SonarQube webhook. Hmm. And then is there any secret? No, because this is Jenkins, we no need to it's not, it's public only, this webhooks. So you just create it. See, now you see, I added the webhook in the Sonar as well, because after the quality check has been done, it has to send the results to Jenkins. That's the reason we are adding the webhooks in SonarQube as well. Now let me go to my pipeline. So whatever the things we done, we installed the in the manage plugins. We added the Sonar scanner plugin, and then in the configure systems, we actually let me unhide the system. The reason began, I have done is like, so now you see some Groovy script is there, right? So I am going to run this Sonar task in Docker container. Inside already my Docker, I am running the Jenkins as a Docker. Inside that I am going to specifically give an environment to run the Sonar task, because it needs some additional properties. So I'm actually like running this SonarQube analyze task alone inside the Docker container. You see, I specified a agent. Previously, we were like specifying agent elements. It will run as a process in the inside the Docker container. If I specify agent, I specify Docker and specify some image, and I specify argument. Inside the Docker container, one more Docker container is going to run where the Sonar task is going to run. Okay, I named my in the configure system, you know, I named it as a Sonar server here. So now it will know where it has to fetch this property. And while creating the project key, I created my project key as Phoenix-Sonar. So I already know what these are the names that I'm going to be doing predefined. So I have all the properties now. And then what I'm going to, like, I actually uncommented it now, and then I'm going to push these changes. I save it, and then add Sonar Cube. Now commit the changes. Now sync it. Mm. Now if you see, the changes came here. Refresh. Mm. See, added Sonar Cube came. If you go to the pipeline, you go to the Phoenix pipeline. You see, it started to run automatically because we added a webhook there. Now let it run. Now see, only the after this Java unit test cases, I have a Sonar now. That's the reason it has been resetted now. Because previously I don't add the Sonar cube analysis and this quality gate check, right? So let's wait for some time. So what is this quality gate? So let's go to the, so until this build will completed, let me go to the SonarQube server. So for, if you come to this project now, or it's still not analyzed. Uh, Now wait. Once this analysis has been complete, you will be able to see the results here. Let's wait. Uh, Now you see, this is a SonarQube analysis been done. If you do refresh, uh, there is a Phoenix project inside, right? Master branch has not been analyzed. Now the analyze result has been done. Now you see security, reliability, coverage, duplication, maintainability. So these are the items this developer and testing team is going to track, and you are going to help them in setting up these things. You no need to like worry about these things and these things, like because developer and QA team will going to take care. As a DevOps engineer, you will be helping them to set this in your pipeline, so rest they will be taking care. So this how you create a project. Whatever the steps that we follow in the class, that's the thing you will be going to do repeatedly. So now what is this is quality gate has been passed. So for default, if you like come to this project section, your project finish has been created. Inside that there is something called project settings. You click the project settings and come down, there is something called quality gate. You click the quality gate, and you can either use the built-in quality gate, or you can define a new quality gate for you. You click that, always use a specific quality gate and save it. If you not, like you come, you instead of project tab, you click the quality gate, uh, and then you create a new quality gate, uh, like demo. I created as a demo. So mostly in all the organizations, there will be two things like yeah, see, after I click demo, some things has been added in the parameters, like what is the issue, security hotspot review, coverage, duplication lights. These things mostly like a developer, or like some principal engineer will ask you to, will be giving these settings. Based on that, you will be configuring these metrics. So there are these conditions can be applicable for two things, either on the like either on the condition on the new code. If you click this demo, if you like wait, I don't see option. See, this condition can be applicable on the new code or in the overall code. What is the difference between condition on new code and the overall code means, you in the develop branch, mostly the developer master branch will be a default branch. Uh, so we will not be tracking the Sonar changes there. We will be tracking this condition on the new code. That means in the future branch, whatever the future branch the developer is working, this most of these quality gate conditions are applicable on the new code only, not on the overall code in the developer master branch. So I hope you got it. Now if I go back to my Sonar, now see this how the CA pipeline looks. If you want a CD, what you can do is like in the additional one step, you will be having instead of like this stage, you will do one more stage for deploy. You do something called deploy Docker, and then you can run your docker run command here. Here you can just give the docker run command, and it will be wherever you want to do the deployment, you can do the deployment. So this how the entire CA flow looks. The checkout will happen. You should keep like see this syntax and all, you need to worry about these things. You can take it from anywhere like internet, or you can browse it, you can use ChatGPT, or mostly this will be inbuilt presented there. So those things, what you have to do is like you have to remember the stage. If somebody asks what's the stages that you have been that are in your pipeline, you have to tell code checkout will happen, then unit test will be conducted, then sonar analysis will done. Once sonar analysis is done, so my code is good or not, this quality gate stage will check that. Okay, once this mvm, see the command is simple, mvm sonar colon sonar, and it's passing some properties called d sonar project key is equal to phoenix hyphen sonar, and d sonar login is equal to sonar token. This we actually set it in the uh, global 2 configurations. So, and then the quality check, what will do based on the quality check, quality gate that you have set in the sonar cube, it will check it. And we created a webhook in the sonar cube that will give publish the result here. And then we will do this jar file building, docker file imaging, and pushing to the docker hub registry. If I go to my docker hub registry now, if I do, so I have built a lot of images. I should receive a lot of images here, see. And then you pull the image from here, and then you deploy the applications. So this is the basic sonar integrations that we followed. I mostly added everything in the PPT for our information. So now one more thing is pending. Like so, what is this? This is a pipeline. If you click one more thing, like I think I will create one more project called Phoenix multi branch pipeline. Okay, I give something called like this, and then I give multi-branch pipeline. I, previously, what we were seeing, we were seeing freestyle jobs and pipeline jobs. Now, if you keep pipeline, multi-branch pipeline, you will be seeing the same options only. And then you click something, and then you give some name, uh, like you give the same name here. Oh, you give the same name, and you see branch source. It is asking where where your code is been hosted. Just give that. Uh, it is hosted in GitHub, so you know the GitHub URL. Just copy the job and give it. Give here the URL. Just give the URL here. You know it's public repository. Then you no need to give the credentials, and then you see a Jenkins file here. Now it's see previously you were seeing in the pipeline project. If you go to this one, if you configure, it was asking like which branch I should specifically I should have this pipeline where you are given master. But in the multi-branch pipeline which I'm going to create, see it doesn't ask for which branch. That's the reason for multi-branch. Multi-branch means it will be applicable to all the branches for your code wherever you have this Jenkins file. That's why you specify the path Jenkins file, wherever in whatever the branches you have this Jenkins file at the specified repository, the specified place, it will going to scan that. Okay, I just and then giving defaults, and then I'm saving it. Now you see scanning repository, checking branches, checking remote branches, checking. See, only we have only the master branch now, so that's the reason. Now if you see, if you click back to the multi-branch pipeline, you see only master has came. What I will do now, I will go back here and I will create one more branch. um, Let me click the branches. uh, I click new branch, I click develop, and I'm checking out from the master, create new branch. uh, Now you see, now one more branch is created called develop. You go back to the pipeline. Now you do scan repository. Now if you click that, what will happen? You click and wait for some times. Now you will be seeing the develop aspect, because you don't need to specify the branch. Wherever you have the Jenkins file, it will be automatically triggered. You see Phoenix multi-branch pipeline is there, right? Wait, it is open, it is running. uh, let's wait for some time. If it is completed, you will be seeing the develop branch as well here. So the pipeline options are same, just how you want to configure the pipeline based on a single branch or multiple branch. That's the difference between the branch and multi branch pipeline branch. And uh, it's running, the repository has been still running. uh, I don't want to run this job. Let's start already ran. Okay. See, this, still the scanning is in progress. That's why you're not seeing develop branch. So that's the concept here. And then one more thing is there in the new item. If you click, there is something called folder. It's just a folder creation. You can give demo folder. Then you create. Uh, I'm not giving anything. I'm just saving it. Now you see, uh, your folder has been created. Inside this folder, you can create a new pipeline, like a freestyle job, demo freestyle, and then I create a freestyle job, and then okay. Now see, inside this demo folder, I created a project called demo freestyle, and the job has been created. I think that's the thing. The last one I want to say is like we already seen like if somebody asks how you manage your credentials, then you said you in the manage Jenkins. You have manage credentials section. Uh, in that you have global section. And if you click that and add credentials, there are different type of credentials that you can username, password, secret text, secret file, SSH username with private key. This will be used when you have to SSH to other server. uh, we have covered this as well. So one more thing will be there. So now I am an admin for this Jenkins. That's why I'm able to see all the options and everything. But there is something called you see user section is there, right? So what I will do, I will go to this user section. I will create an username for you. I create for Loki, and like the password is Lok. I will do the same thing. I'll give the same thing everywhere, low ke and create user. So I'm just giving it in gmail.com. Okay, I created a username with loke and the password is loke. Okay, what will happen? But I'm Satish is the admin for this one, but I want to give access to Lokesh. But Lokesh doesn't need to see these build options and all. You need to see only few options. You only need to see permissions on the few pipelines. Then that is the time you go to this manage Jenkins and you come to this system. You will be something seeing called matrix. I think I have to install the plugin for that. Let's go to manage Jenkins and then come to plugin section, and then in the available plugin I click matrix something. No, wait, let me check. Plugin I should install for matrix based permission. Jenkins matrix based security. I don't see this. Okay, let's install this matrix contribution. Uh, let's start install. It has been installed. Let me go to the system now. Now if I check for matrix something, um, okay, you leave it. That's fine. So if you are able to log into this Jenkins console, you'll be able to see the same kind of settings. There is something called matrix-based authentication. So what the people will do is like in the matrix-based like authentication, they'll be specifying the each and every role for which pipeline. Like if I go to my dashboard, there are multiple pipelines there. For which pipeline I should have the access, what access I should have, I should configure that. Those things and all will be they configuring the matrix based in that session will be there. So if there will be just they will be clicking the check boxes. okay, this Loki user can have access on this pipeline. What are the pipeline? What are the options he can have? He can be admin for this pipeline. So then you will be only able to see these configure options. And all. If you are not have admin permissions, you will not be able to see these configure options because configure is like editing these pipeline. So most people in the most organization they will not provide all permissions to all the users. They will be only giving the read permissions to the developers. Only the DevOps engineers and the higher folks will have the edit permission as well. So you got it now. Any doubts? Whatever we discussed in this class. I know I think I covered too much today.